The young mother kept both hands folded on the table because she did not trust them not to shake. The clerk had just read the amount aloud: $7,500 in parking fines, late fees, collection charges, and penalties. The woman's name was Lena Brooks. She was 34 years old. She had 3 children at home, a grocery badge still clipped to the pocket of her faded blue cardigan, and the hollow look of a person who had slept in pieces for years. Across from her sat Mr. Calvin Pike, the city's outside parking recovery supervisor. He wore a pressed gray suit, a red tie, and the patient expression of a man who had said the same sentence to struggling people 100 times. The fines are valid, the deadlines have passed, the city is entitled to collect. Judge Judy looked down at the file, then she looked at Lena. "Mrs. Brooks, do you understand why you are here?" Lena nodded once. Her voice came out small but steady. "They say I owe money I can't pay." "That is not what I asked you," Judge Judy said. "Do you understand why they say you owe it?" Lena swallowed. "They say my car got tickets, a lot of tickets, but I did not see them. I did not get them on my windshield, and by the time the letter came, it was already more than my rent." There was a faint rustle in the courtroom, just the sound people make when the number is too large for the face sitting in front of them. Mr. Pike leaned toward his microphone. "Your Honor, the respondent was mailed multiple notices. These are municipal parking violations. She had the opportunity to contest them. She failed to appear. We are simply enforcing the balance." Judge Judy did not look at him yet. "Mrs. Brooks, tell me about your work." Lena seemed embarrassed by the question. "I open at a bakery 3 mornings a week, 4:30 to 9. Then I work the grocery store until 3. 3 nights a week, I clean medical offices after they close. 3 jobs? Yes, ma'am." "Yes, and 3 children?" "Yes, ma'am, 11, 8, and 4. Judge Judy leaned back. "Where is their father?" Lena looked down. "Gone. He sends a little when he can. Mostly it's me." Mr. Pike shifted in his chair. "Your Honor, her personal circumstances are sympathetic, but they do not invalidate the underlying violations." That made Judge Judy turn. She looked at him over the top of her glasses, not angry yet, but awake. "Mr. Pike, when I want your sermon, I will ask for it." The courtroom went still. The file on Judge Judy's bench was thick because the penalties had multiplied. Original tickets, notices, late notices, collection letters, administrative fees, towing fees, storage charges, page after page, each one with Lena's name printed in block letters as if she were not a mother, not a worker, not a person trying to hold a family together, but simply an account that had gone unpaid. Judge Judy tapped one page with her pen. "This began with parking tickets written over one night?" Mr. Pike nodded. "Correct, Your Honor. The violations occurred in the downtown medical district." "How many?" 17 separate violations." Lena closed her eyes. Judge Judy heard the sound of that breath. Everyone did. 17 tickets, 1 car, 1 night, 3 children, 3 jobs, and a bill that had grown into $7,500. A mother can be tired and still be telling the truth. Judge Judy had not said that line yet, but it was already sitting in the room, waiting for someone brave enough to speak it. Mr. Pike opened his folder with the confidence of a man who believed paper always won. "Your Honor, the vehicle was a 2007 blue sedan registered to Ms. Brooks. The plate number matches all citations. The notices were sent to the address on file. Under the local code, failure to respond within 30 days results in default liability. These charges are proper." Judge Judy looked at Lena. "Did you own a 2007 blue sedan?" "Yes, ma'am." "Was it downtown that night?" "Yes, ma'am. I was cleaning the medical offices on Willard Street." "What time?" 10 at night until 4 in the morning." "You parked where?" "In the employee lot behind the building. I had a paper permit in the windshield. My supervisor gave it to me." Mr. Pike gave a soft laugh. Not loud enough to be openly rude, just loud enough to suggest he had heard this before. Judge Judy's head turned slowly. "Did you make a sound, sir?" "No, Your Honor." "Good. Keep practicing," Lena continued. "When I came out, my car was gone. I thought it was stolen. I called the police from the lobby phone. They told me it had been towed. Why? They said unpaid tickets, but I didn't know about any tickets. Judge Judy looked back to the file. Did you get your car back? Lena shook her head. No, ma'am. They wanted $1,200 before they would release it. I didn't have that. Then every day it sat there, the storage fee went up. I had to choose between the car and rent. So you lost the car? Yes, ma'am. And still they are here for $7,500. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Pike leaned forward again. The city cannot be responsible for a citizen's failure to maintain current registration information or respond to legal notices. Was her address current? He paused. The notices were sent to the registered address. That was not my question. Was it current? He looked down. It appears the first 4 notices were returned. Lena whispered. I had moved after my landlord sold the building. Judge Judy held up one hand. Mr. Pike, if 4 notices were returned, what did your office do next? We followed procedure. That is a phrase people use when they do not want to say what they did. He blinked. The account proceeded according to the schedule. So nothing. We are not required to investigate every returned notice. No, but you are required to come into my courtroom with clean hands. The air changed then. It was not the verdict, not yet, but the room could feel Judge Judy moving from listening to measuring. She turned page after page. Ticket numbers, dates, times, locations. The first citation said 12:06 a.m., expired meter. The second said 12:18 a.m., standing in a commercial loading zone. The third said 12:31 a.m., no overnight parking. The fourth said 12:47 a.m., obstructing sanitation access. Judge Judy frowned. Mrs. Brooks, when you parked in the employee lot, was your car on the street? No, ma'am. It was behind the building. There's a gate, Mr. Pike said. The enforcement officer observed the vehicle at several locations. Judge Judy did not answer. She was reading. 1:03 a.m., 1:19 a.m., 1:36 a.m., 1:52 a.m. Different violation codes, different corners, same plate, same night. Lena stood as if the weight in the room had become too much for her chair. Your Honor, I know I'm not perfect. I miss things, I forget things. I'm so tired sometimes I put cereal in the refrigerator. But I was working that night. I wasn't driving around getting tickets every 15 minutes. Sit down, Mrs. Brooks. Lena sat. Judge Judy's voice had softened. Nobody asked you to be perfect. Mr. Pike cleared his throat. Your Honor, the system records are presumed accurate. Judge Judy looked at him. Machines are built by people. People make mistakes. People also sometimes do worse than make mistakes. She returned to the file. Then she found the tow slip. It was near the back, stapled to a storage invoice. It had not been highlighted. Judge Judy brought it closer. The tow slip said Lena's blue sedan was removed from the employee lot behind Willard Medical Plaza at 12:22 a.m. Judge Judy read the line again. Then she read the tickets again. 12:31 a.m., 12:47 a.m., 1:03 a.m., 1:19 a.m. After the tow, all after the tow. The car had been in the city yard, chained behind a fence, while tickets kept appearing as if it were still roaming the streets of downtown. Judge Judy went silent. And when Judge Judy went silent, even Mr. Pike seemed to understand that talking would not save him. She placed the tow slip on top of the pile. She lined up the tickets beside it in a neat row, one after another, little white pages, little official lies. Mr. Pike reached for his own folder. Your Honor, there may be an explanation regarding batch entry or delayed processing. Judge Judy lifted her eyes. There is always an explanation after someone gets caught. No one laughed. The line was not funny. It was too clean, too true. She removed her glasses and held them in one hand. Mr. Pike, I have one question for you. He sat very still. Lena did not breathe. The whole courtroom waited. Judge Judy leaned forward and tapped the tow slip with one finger. How does a car get 11 parking tickets after your own document says it was already locked inside your tow yard? The silence was immediate. Not soft, not uncertain. Immediate. Mr. Pike opened his mouth, then closed it. He looked at the tow slip. He looked at the citations. He looked back at the judge, searching for a sentence that would make time run in a different direction. There was none. Your Honor, he finally said. I would need to review the internal sequence of entries. You had the file. Yes. You brought the file. Yes. You sued this woman for $7,500 based on this file. Yes, Your Honor. And you did not notice that your own tow record makes more than half these tickets impossible? He swallowed. It appears there may have been an administrative error. Judge Judy's voice sharpened. No. An administrative error is one wrong date, one wrong code, one misplaced envelope. This is a working mother losing her car, losing sleep, and walking into court believing the whole city was standing on her chest. Lena's face crumpled. She covered her mouth with both hands. She tried not to cry because people who work 3 jobs learn to save tears for places where nobody can see them. But she could not stop this one. Judge Judy looked at her. Mrs. Brooks, put your hands down. Lena lowered them. You have nothing to be ashamed of. That was the moment the case stopped being about parking. It was about every envelope she had been afraid to open. It was about children asleep under one roof because their mother kept moving, kept working, kept choosing rent and food and school shoes. Judge Judy turned back to Mr. Pike. Was the employee lot authorized for overnight medical cleaning staff? He hesitated. I do not know. You do not know because you did not ask. She picked up the permit copy Lena had brought. It was wrinkled from being folded and unfolded too many times. It had a supervisor's signature and the night printed at the top. This permit matches the date. It matches the building. It matches the lot. It matches her work schedule. Your tow slip says the car was taken from that lot at 12:22 in the morning. Then your tickets continue for hours. Mr. Pike said nothing. Judge Judy put her glasses back on. Claim dismissed. Lena blinked. Your Honor? Dismissed, Judge Judy repeated. You owe this gentleman's office nothing. A sound moved through the audience. Not applause exactly, but release. A breath people had been holding together. Judge Judy was not finished. Mr. Pike, this court is ordering the full balance marked satisfied at $0. The storage charges, collection fees, late penalties, and every citation attached to this account are to be removed from Mrs. Brooks' record. I want written confirmation sent to her current address and to this court within 10 business days. Mr. Pike nodded quickly. Yes, Your Honor. And you will provide her with a letter stating that the account was brought in error. Yes, Your Honor. No, say the words. He looked confused. Judge Judy leaned forward again. Say them. Mr. Pike turned toward Lena, his face pale now. The account was brought in error. Lena stared at him. For months, every letter had told her she was wrong. Every notice had told her she had failed. Every fee had grown like a punishment for being unable to catch up. And now, in a courtroom full of strangers, the person sent to collect from her had to say what nobody had said before. The account was brought in error. Judge Judy looked to the bailiff. Make sure Mrs. Brooks receives a copy of today's order before she leaves. Then she looked back at Lena, and the edge in her voice softened. Mrs. Brooks, you are working too hard to be treated carelessly. Do you understand me? Lena nodded, tears running down her face. Yes, ma'am. You are not irresponsible because you are poor. You are not guilty because you are tired. And you are not invisible in this courtroom. The central truth landed then, plain and quiet. A mother can be tired and still be telling the truth. Mr. Pike gathered his papers slowly. They did not look powerful anymore. They looked like pages that had almost crushed a family until somebody read them in the right order. As Lena stepped away from the table, she turned back once. Thank you, Judge Judy. Judge Judy gave one small nod. Not sentimental, not soft enough to weaken the ruling, just human enough to show she had heard every word. Outside that courtroom, Lena would still have 3 children. She would still have early mornings and late nights. She would still count groceries and stretch paychecks and sleep less than she should. But she would not carry $7,500 of someone else's mistake on her back. And sometimes justice is not thunder. Sometimes it is a judge noticing the hour on a page, asking the question no one else bothered to ask, and reminding a tired mother that the truth still belongs to her. Subscribe for more courtroom moments where Judge Judy made things right.